Okay, the previous recording I scrapped because I got the indexing wrong on this. So the day is Tuesday, the integer ID is 172, and we're working on some color blending to work from light to dark for Josh, and to kind of debug this and kind of figure out what's going to work well, we are going to we're going to have some way to erase the canvas. So right here is where I made the mistake, because I was about to say, hey, the video ID is, and then I realized that it was the wrong thing. So the video ID is now this 172, the time is 0, 0, and 52, right? So 52, or 55, 56, we'll just make that 1, because, come on, we can't even do this. Okay, so at 1 minute, right, and so we're going to use the M key to erase all data, because if we look for an M in this file, we can't find an M, right? So delete key is going to be this, and then we'll go into the PAINT5D keyboard stuff. So let's go P5D, and now we have K for keyboard now. So key in. And we have debug, we have all this other stuff, right? Pattern. The pattern code is the most similar, I think. So maybe we want to keep it in here. I don't know. So let's say delete all data. So, probably don't want to have this enabled all the time, right? Because this is kind of a danger thing. So, if, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. And then, something like that. Press times. And then, you know, if, it's greater than, I don't know, say 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How about 6, right? So you can go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? So if it's greater than 6, then we'll kind of set this back to 0. Right? So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 gets us to 6. Okay. We'll set it back to 0, and then we're gonna say, like, we just want to erase everything really quick. So we just want to do, we just want to go through pix name, PAINT5D, right? We just want to go through this. And we just want to say dex equals 0x00, right? So for int32 dex equals 0, dex is less than or equal to 512 times 512 times 4 minus 1. And then dex plus plus. So let's just make it a D because I'm running out of room here. So D for dex. Or B for byte might make more sense. Byte index. Okay, so the byte index. And we're just nuking it, right? We're just nuking the whole thing. And then AAC 2020 pix push. And then PAINT5D, I think. Something like that. Alright, we want to push up the changes. So let's go open pix push. Oh, pix push texture 2D. That's what it's called. Upload texture. Yeah, that's what we want. Okay, cool. So this is what we need. We need this thing, right? So we're gonna persist changes. Upload to GPU. Okay, so now we got this kind of new keyboard shortcut. We got to go into the PAINT5D data though. So open PAINT5D data. And do we have like a miscellaneous variables section in here? Because it's like, I don't want to keep on putting everything everywhere. PAINT5D needs to sync to GPU. UO8, right, press times P5, yeah, there we go, okay, cool. So yeah, let's give that a shot and see if we can just erase the canvas by pressing the M key 6 times. Unknown field, P5D, oh, we actually have to fix this key binding, right? So we inserted this, we added this here. Right, we set it here in the initializer, but we did not set it in... This is the initializer, and then over here is where we kind of like define these. And we put it above the bug, right? So there's the bug thing, and then there's also the delete. So just say CHR P5D delete. Delete everything, entire offset pack. Delete the entire offset pack, like all of the auto tiles, all the auto tile sets. So offset pack. Okay, so okay, let's give that another run and see if we can. Assignment of read-only location. Is that true? Oh, no? Really? Since when is that a read? Oh, hold on. Is that not a semicolon? Hold on. No, that's a semicolon. Assignment of read-only location. I have never... Find in files for a second. Pix name, PAINT5D, find all. Oh. That's not what it's called. It's called pix name, Oh yeah, because Pixname Paint5D is literally the string, and we want to call this Pixname P5D CPU pixels. My bad. Okay. Let's close this. I'm done messing around with that. Okay, so let's try to do this now. And we just want something that can give us kind of a decent feedback here. Okay, so we're over here, right? And if we do P for pattern, and we can go loop through here, right? So I think the best place to test this is this thing here, right? So you go, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, bam, all deleted, right? Okay, cool. So now if we click here, nothing because the brush value is 0, so we go up 1. Whew, that's bright. And then darker, 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 and then all the way back to black. Oh, hold on. If we toggle here, we get nothing. Because this is the base value. Okay, here this toggles on and off. Okay. Here this toggles on and off. Okay. Here this toggles on and off. Here this toggles on and off. So it does get dark. It gets the base value though is kind of the base value is we're starting at 128 and we're subtracting more and more, right? Okay. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So, the whole kind of crazy averaging thing we're doing here, I don't think that's good. I think that we just need to be more uniform, right? So, we start at, if we have this value, we just don't subtract anything from 128. And then over here, we almost subtract everything, right? So this thing right over here, this kind of nonsense, this total here, well, still doing this average thing actually kind of makes sense, right? What I'm thinking is... let's not do this. Oh, no, let's not do that. Let's do this total. This total here. I don't know if I like this total thing here. And instead of that, the total is just... let's just say the total is always... there's always 16 values, right? Or not 16 values, there's 8 different values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 different values that can be blended together. Let's just make that a... forget about this nonsense here. Right? Less calculations, and it'll probably look better, I think. But we just want something that, that on a blank canvas just is workable, right? We start with a blank canvas, and we just want it to be kind of like workable. So let's do P for pattern. Go in here. Go back here. Go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we're starting with this. So a little bit darker, a little bit darker, a little bit darker, a little bit darker, and then nothing. Oops. So that toggles on and off though. Oh, when we're on the darkest value. Okay, I see. So here is the... Okay, so this is kind of zeroed. Okay, this isn't really dark to light, though. We want to go up, and we want to get lighter and lighter. So change my mind on this. Instead of... What do we got right now? We have this sub. And then over here, way down here, we use the sub somewhere to calculate lumosity. Yeah, minus sub. We're going to change that. We're going to say plus add. And we're going to start with something like 32. We're going to start with something kind of low, right? 32. And then wherever we see sub, we're going to change that to add. So add. This is going to be add amount instead. I changed my mind on that. And then we want it brighter and brighter and brighter, right? So if we look at this code right here, get rid of that. So add 32, add 64, all the way up to 128, right? All up to this middle value, right? Okay. Now hopefully I haven't made any mistakes while I did that quick refactor. Because I don't know. Okay. So let's go over here. Hope it doesn't crash. And let's go... We're pretty safe that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 is gonna get it kind of dark here. And then if we go all the way back... So this middle gray... So, we're thinking... Okay, now if we change the tile value, let's go down to a smaller value, right? So this just kind of... Yes, this adds on. And if we do a smaller tile value yet... Right, and we can blend that together by just removing that. Okay, cool. And then a smaller tile value yet. Smaller tile value yet. Okay, I'm liking this. Smaller tile value yet. Alright, we can zoom in. Okay, smaller tile value yet. I think that's the smallest value. Jeez. Okay. So if we do that, we got some interesting stuff there. Okay. So I'm liking this. I'm thinking, Josh said light to dark, so let's do this kind of like, let's just do additive everywhere. Let's keep this additive kind of stuff going on. And so you know what? Let's start with 0. Okay, and then the additive value, let's take smaller steps, I think. So instead of this, let's do something logarithmic. Let's do like a 8 and then a 16 and double it, right? So 8, 16, 32, and, you know, 64 or something, right? And let's give that a shot, right? So we're going to start off with the black canvas, and there's an 8, there's an 8. Here's an 8, and here's an 8. So here's our 8s. Okay. And then we got the 8. Do we got the 16? No. 32 and that. Okay, but the 16 is not there. So then we also got to duplicate this again. And this will be 16 and 16. And then over here, this is going to be 16, and this is going to be 16, right? Okay. Okay, yeah, so let's give that a run. And I want to make kind of like a fancy spiral graph, kind of like a thing to make it easy to draw and make some fancy... I want to make some fancy drawing tools as well, but we got to get the basic blending down first, right? So M, boom, black. Okay, so now, clickety-click, nothing because we're on the black, right? Okay, cool. So now we're going to go up a tile, and nothing. Up a tile, up a tile. Okay, so it seems to me like 8 bits is... 8 is not quite enough. So if we go all the way down, I don't see anything. All the way down. If we go 1 up, though... nothing. And then 1 up here. So that seems to me... if we're looking at our lookup table, 8's just not enough. I'm thinking, I don't know, let's try like let's try 16, 32, 16, 32, 48 and then after 48, if we add 48, is that 64? 48 plus 16? I don't think that is it. Is it? I should know my math better than... Yeah, okay, that is 64. So increments of like 32, I think, maybe. Or not increments of 32, increments of 16. And we don't want to... there has to be enough contrast to where we can see what we're doing, right? So this... Let's duplicate this 32 here, right? So we're going to duplicate the 32 here. We're going to duplicate the 32 here. We're going to make the second one a 42, right? So, or 40, did I say 42? No, a 48. So 48 and 48, and this is going to be a 48 and a 48. Okay. Okay, so let's give that a shot and see if maybe that'll look better. We just want something that, that is kind of intuitive, right? So Josh said dark to light. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, black out the canvas. Make our tile value T and B, right? So B. Okay, so this is the current base value that I'm drawing. Nothing happens. Okay, so that gives me a noticeable difference, right? Then the next tile value up, noticeable difference, and then there's only 4 values, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, because it's a 2-bit color, right? And then we can go to the next tile size, right? So then we can go like this, right? We can overlace that. Then we can go to the next tile value like that, right? And next tile value like that. It's a little bit, the clicking is kind of a little bit fidgety here. Right, and then we can do that, and then we can do that, and then we can do that. Is that as deep as I gotta go, or can I go deeper? Okay, so that's as deep as I can go. Okay, cool. So, yeah, we got this kind of thing, right? So we have made kind of our additive blend, and then we just want to allow this to work with other layers. So we just want to average together the different layers, or how do we want to do that? I think the different layers need to be added together. That way you can always see the change. And I'm thinking we tint. We give every layer like a slight tint, maybe, right? So that way we know what layer we're on. Yeah, I think that would help. So let's do P for pattern for a second. P for pattern. And loop through the different tile values that are loaded and see if they all kind of like look decent, right? So there's nothing that looks kind of like complete trash. Oh no. Okay. So okay, that kind of rendering kind of works, I think. And then let's just kind of do the same for everything else. So this is the palette, and do we just want to use the same palette on each layer? I'm thinking yes, for consistency. So instead of calling this pal L0, I'm going to call it, actually, no, let's, it's not too much memory to just kind of have these kind of inline like this. So let's just say, mid-layer palette. Okay, and let's just steal all this stuff here, right? So let's just steal the kind of same stuff. And let's steal this. And this is top layer palette. Okay, and let's steal all this stuff. So just make them all kind of identical. And then our logic for this, right? So we have this sum L0, right? We're going to add everything together. And sum L0, we'll do sum L0, 1, and 2, right? We'll create these sums. And then we'll duplicate this a whole bunch of times, right? So sum L0, then we got sum L1, sum L2, and they take from their respective palettes, right? So this is palette number 1, this is palette number 2, and the U32 value here is this is grabbing from layer 0, this is grabbing from layer 1, and this is grabbing from layer 2. Okay, so respective layers, respective palettes, respective sums from those palettes. And I believe we commented this out because we got a no-op for this, so let's put this back in. Okay. And then we'll go down here, and we have this kind of like trunk, we have this, we don't need that. So the amount to subtract, so amount to add, okay, L1, L2, right? So we're going to declare these. Then we're going to boom, boom, boom. We're just going to duplicate the lines, right? So we're going to try to make the logic as simple as possible. We're not going to try to do anything fancy, make everything kind of completely uniform in its kind of logic, right? So same formulas, and then here, duplicate this a few times. So add L... If the addition is more than 128, we're going to truncate it. I think that's fine. So L0, L1, L2. Oh, L0, L1, and L2. My bad. Okay. 0, 1, and 2, 0, 1, and 2, 0, 1, and 2. And then, where are we doing this? So we got this lum. And are we using lum anywhere? Oh, it's right here, because it's the add. So let's delete this distraction here. And we'll clean this up a little bit more as we go by. So lum, so we got these 3 lum values. And the 3 lum values are respectively just taking these base values and adding, you know, just going boom and boom. So I'm thinking we can add some type of tint to each layer eventually, but for now, we're just trying to do it monochrome, right? Okay, so then if the lum is blah blah blah, we don't care. Get rid of that no-op. Okay, and let's look for where this lum L0 is used. So lum L0 is used over here. So we're going to truncate these, so... Right, so if they are... We don't really want branching, but let's just not worry about it right now. Let's just get it working. Okay, so then in here, right? Right now we used monochrome for everything. We're gonna do 1 per channel. Oh, great. That's actually gonna be R, G, and B anyways, isn't it? So... have we really changed anything, or have we just... is it really much different from this? Well, we'll see. We know what that previous rendering looks like for the other tile sets, so we'll know. We'll know if it looks sufficiently different. Undeclared, total L1. Well, here, where's total L0? Where's that coming from? Oh, right here? So, boom, boom, and boom. Oops. My bad. So, hold on. Why is this total starting out as 8? Oh, yeah, because... we don't actually need a total for all the layers. Right, because there's... okay, let's not worry about that. Let's not worry about the fact that we don't need this many total values, because they're all the same, right? There's... it's all uniform. It's 8 different tile sizes. So... yeah, let's not worry about that fact. Let's optimize later. And I'm curious to see if we can get this working. Because total L1 was declared over here. Let's take this for a second. I might need that. Total anything non-zero. Help create non-diluted average. AA2, AAC 2020, snip, non-diluted average. I'm gonna save this. Okay. Oops. Okay, so now let's go try to run this again. Unless... okay, are we forgetting anything else? I don't know. We'll find out. So we're gonna see if the pattern that we get loaded in here, right? So if we do this in P for pattern, it's pretty much the same thing, but it's just darker. It's like, we still see the red, green, and blue, but it's like, everything's darker. So the way we're going to change that is, right, we designed this to be kind of an additive thing. And so what we really want to do is we want to create a lum all. So we want like a U32 lum all equals lum L0 plus lum L1 plus lum L2. Okay. And that's a uint32, and then, you know, if lum all is greater than uff, right, then lum all equals uff, right? Truncate it. Okay. And then we're going to take, instead of this lum, we're going to take all channels are going to be the same again, right? But now those different colors are going to stack on top of each other and create increased luminosity. So we're going to get grayscale again, but we're going to get more vibrancy because we're going to get a higher luminosity range now because of how we're doing this. So hopefully that will look a little bit better. And just, it'll look better, but it'll be grayscale, right? So if we do P for pattern now, and we scroll through here, yeah, we get kind of interesting patterns, right? Where it's like, oh, that's kind of cool. And it looks like we can get pretty bright, right? We can get some white. We can get, so we can see in these cracks, we got something that's pretty much close to white. So we have the entire range of what we need. Right, so we can get kind of things kind of dark. So I'm thinking that this provides all the tools we need. So okay, so we're over here. Let's do M, 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 and M. More M's. Okay, so the brush value. Let's go down on the brush. Make that a little bit lighter. Okay, make that a little bit lighter. Make that a little bit lighter. Okay. So we can do the next tile value, and we can surround this, maybe, right? We can kind of like, we can start kind of like making something, right? Now, if we don't want this to be tile value, it's not actually what I wanted to do. Yeah, but I think we have the tools to, like, do something here. Right? Okay. So I'm thinking that we need like another view that can I actually would like some buttons to like be able to look at each different layer individually. Some type of UI on this. So we have the 3 different layers, and we want to be able to composite them together. I think, so I want to be able to like toggle on and off the different layers. I want to be able to eventually assign like a different hue slider to every layer. There's a lot of stuff I want to do here. But I think some type of UI is necessary. So let's think about this for a second. So we've kind of like made a mess here. Let's clean up our mess. Let's clean up our disaster over here. So this non-diluted average, we decided no. The max without branching, that's kind of cool. Let's take that. Let's steal this, right? So let's take this and just steal it and put it in a snippet. Because it might be useful. Right, so we'll just call it Megamax. I don't know. On a hotkey folder. Okay, shortcuts. And SC files, AA2, AAC 2020 snip. I'm gonna call it Megamax. mm._. And then we'll say this over here. We'll say Megamax, Megamax, Megamax. And maybe we'll never ever find it again, but yeah, I think that's an idea. And I want to think about the UI considerations, but before I do that, okay, so these are going to be luminosity palettes, right? So we're going to call them top layer luminosity palette, mid layer luminosity palette. Okay, and then we have the bottom. Let's call that bot layer luminosity palette, right? What else needs to be cleaned up? So there's more stuff that needs to be cleaned up. So, this was nice. This kind of helped us visualize what needed to be done. C99. OpenGL, right? I might want to keep that note. It's decent. As far as this, we might as well clean up that nonsense. So we got this. Why is this commented out? And should it be commented out? We got an if-else. And I don't even know where that's from. I don't even know where this code is coming from. Because this if-else is so gigantic. So if we're in bounds. Okay, if we're in bounds, do this stuff. If we're not in bounds, just do this color. Okay, so this stuff that's commented out, let's just nuke it. Let's nuke this. And then, let's just delete this. Let's undef this. Undef. Okay, so first of all, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is our UINT 32 colors. Technically, we're in kind of this scope here, so we actually want to use a thinner line hierarchy than that. Okay. And then we want to go back up to where we found these, right? And we want to give it the same kind of label. So we're just going to say undef or def U32 colors. They're not really U32... They're more like U32 vowels than they are colors, aren't they? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And put this here. See, I'm not sure how that should... I'm not sure how that's go... maybe I got this all wrong. Yeah, because we want to go left-right, don't we? Like that? Yeah. Undef for def, right? U32 colors. And then down here, it has the same kind of section divider. And I changed my mind. This should go like that. Okay. So, we've cleaned some stuff up. We haven't really changed much. We've just made everything grayscale. Right? Sometimes you gotta take a step back, right? Take a step back and remove stuff. Sometimes refinement, extra tokens at undef directive, blah, blah. Sometimes with refinement comes, you know, removing things. So that's what we're doing. Okay. Let's give that a shot. And once we kind of see that, can confirm that's running, then we will, what we'll do? I don't know what we'll do. We'll, okay, P for pattern, right? And we can see all the we can see the pattern, but, it's a little bit different because of just the way that the luminosity kind of, like, blends together things, right? And so we're thinking it'd be nice if we could create an editor for this where we can view the different layers in isolation. We can like click them and toggle them on and off, right? So if we had like a little palette over here, we can toggle the different layers on and off and see what they're doing, right? And then we can like have some type of hue slider, right? And just cool stuff, right? So, I'll have to think about how we're going to configure that. Because I don't know. But yeah, okay, so we got this working, though. Right, we can zoom into this. We can see all the magnificent detail. We can pan around, right? We can zoom in, pan around. And right, so we can... Okay, so clicking, once we're outside of the window, no dice. Okay. If we full screen it, that's not too much of a, oh, well now it's just, right. Okay. So let's, and let's do a little demo for Josh here. So let's do a GIF recorder. And hope that we don't crash while we're trying to get our GIF recorder going. So there we go, GIF recorder. Okay, so let's just full screen this. Not full screen it, but you know. Okay, and then crashed on me. Come on. Control C. Let's rerun it. Hey, how's it going? So I'm about to wrap some stuff up. Yeah. Let me show you what I got here, because I actually have something interesting. I am tweaking the editor a bit and working on the rendering algorithm and kind of tweaking the colors. Because my artist wants to work from light to dark. Oh, did I say light to dark? Sorry, dark to light. Sorry, I personally like to go light to dark because I like watercolor, right? So I like to layer things on. I think that Josh might be more of an acrylic kind of a person, so maybe that's why they like to go dark to light. But anyways, they like to go dark to light. Therefore, we're gonna give them dark to light. So. We're going to program the stuff in a way that our artist likes to do it. So we're going to go over here. Let's do... okay, so we got this thing here. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go MMM. So that is just my way of hackishly creating a delete everything key. Now, obviously, you don't want, like, a key where if you accidentally press it, like, everything kind of, like, you just nuke all your work right away. So, my hackish way of dealing with that is just, oh, I have to press the delete key 6 times before it deletes everything on the canvas. Okay, so now we're going to try to record what I'm doing, because I actually want to, get something going here. So... right now, if I click, we don't have anything, because we have to change the tile value, right? So, earlier I thought that my toggle tile function didn't work, and it turns out that actually it did, and all my unit tests are passing, and I just didn't understand what I was seeing in the renderer. So, see, I'm clicking here and nothing's happening. That's because I have to change my tile value, right? If I change my tile value... oh, hey, look, if you click, things turn on and off, right? But if we use the base color here, this base color, if we use this base gray color, and we click, nothing happens because we're already using the same color, right? So, if you use if the brush color matches the background color, of course you're not going to see anything. And I was being stupid and didn't realize that. So anyways, let's try to do something here really quick. So let's record. Let's just try to set some tile values, and then let's try to go down to the next tile size. So we're gonna hit X, and we're gonna go down to the next tile size. Then we're gonna go down to the next tile size and the next tile size. Oops, and I made a mistake there, but we can just pretend that didn't happen, right? And then we can kind of go down here like that. And then I think I have like one more tile size, right? And then we can kind of zoom in, and we can just add some, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. Now, this is kind of annoying because I have to kind of click every single time. There's no like click drag yet. But there really should be like a clicking and dragging kind of functionality, because right now I don't have it, right? So we just get this kind of flicker if I kind of hold and drag. And so you have to click everything rather than being able to make brush strokes, which is really annoying, right? But yeah, so we can zoom in pretty deep. I feel like I might have one more tile size down. Ooh, look, I have one more tile size down. Do I have anything below that, or is that the deepest I got? Yeah, that's the deepest I got. So this is the smallest tile size I have right here, right? And then we can paint with that. And then if we want to pan, we use the right mouse. And we can pan over in some other places, and I don't know, just put something here. I don't know, doesn't matter, right? And then we can zoom out, right? So we can zoom all the way out, zoom in, right? And so the next thing I need to do is create some editor controls. Let me stop that. That's probably going to be a horribly long GIF. Oh well, that'll be my thing. Save that, whatever. I just need to show it to Josh, so this PC, desktop, delete me, for Josh, 0309.gif. Okay, so we'll save that, and let's close this because it's crashing on us. because I don't know how to write Win32 code, obviously. So the next thing is we need to create some simple UI tools where I want, there's actually 3 different layers. Actually, let me run this again. So there's actually, I'm going to load one of the patterns in that we were using earlier that was kind of all colorful and stuff, and it's not going to be colorful anymore because it's just going to be grayscale now. But that's actually an improvement because we want to first design in grayscale, and then we want to just tweak the color palette after we have something down. So if we do P for pattern to load a pattern in here, this might look familiar if you've seen this before, right? So we have these geometrical patterns should kind of look familiar, but they're a little bit different because now it's all luminosity. It's all grayscale luminosity blending instead of that RGB nonsense. So the idea is that we want to create some interesting geometry, and then after we create interesting geometry on 3 different layers, and we blend those layers together, we can then select different colors. And so I'm thinking that on this editor, we need a button. We need some buttons over here that select what tile set you're working on. So tile set 1 through 16. And then we also want to know, are you on layer 1, 2, or 3? Or which layers are visible, right? Layers 1, 2, and 3 can't be visible or not. And then we also want to know what layer you're currently on. So just trying to make some UI for that. So anyways, that's what I got there. But yeah, I am about to wrap this up. But before I do that, I was going to go message Josh the new kind of thing I have. And then, yeah, and then I'm going to get out of here. So yeah, let's go send this. So for Josh, what's today? For Josh, well, it's probably this big Grace thing. Dark to light, grayscale for now. Going to make some editing tools for toggling on off layer visibility with on-screen buttons. What else? I forgot what else I wanted to do. On-screen buttons. What else? I'm not going to worry about color yet. Need to make sure we can make awesome stuff in Grayscale first. I don't know which art teachers you had, but getting things to work in Grayscale first seems like a pretty good approach. Okay. So yeah, I'll have to work on some type of user interface kind of thing, and I might want to look at Henry's stuff. I believe his name's Henry. Anyways, I gotta check some other stuff on Discord that I need to not have on screen, because it's more like personal stuff. So let me see what's going on in here. Okay. Yeah, anyways, I probably gotta get going. I kind of figured out what I want to do. Let's commit this first, though. Git status, git add dot, git commit dash am to do user interface buttons. And then I might want to look at Henry's UI stuff. Anyways, that actually works, so we might as well git push kanji coder as well. Push that up to the public. Okay. I'm gonna stop streaming, and I don't know what I'll do. Maybe I'll be back later. I don't know. It's late. Maybe I should take a nap. Get up early if I can. It's already 4, maybe not. Okay, later.